It started with a whisper, one of those online murmurs that spreads before anyone can confirm where it came from. A simple post about Caitlyn Clark and a deal so huge it didn't sound real at first, but within hours that whisper turned into a full-blown conversation. Was Jordan Brand preparing to drop the biggest endorsement in women's basketball history? People weren't asking whether she deserved it. They were asking how something this massive could even happen. Because if the rumors were true, the deal wouldn't just reshape her career, it would shake an entire industry. Even inside Nike's own empire, executives were reportedly scrambling, agents were taking calls, and the Indiana Fever's front office didn't know whether to celebrate or panic. And at the center of all of it was one player who went from college sensation to global phenomenon faster than anyone expected. The kind of rise that doesn't just change a season, it changes the way people talk about the sport. Before the rumors and the trademark filings and the frenzy online, this story actually starts with one person most fans never notice, Erin Kane. In women's basketball, she's the kind of agent who moves quietly but controls massive waves. As vice president at one of the top sports management firms, she built a roster packed with stars. But Caitlyn Clark is the one who pushed everything into a different universe. By the time Clark entered the WNBA, her name alone was pulling numbers the league had never seen. National broadcasts spiked, merchandise flew off shelves, and every arena she stepped into suddenly needed more security. Her rookie season didn't just break viewing records, it broke expectations. And that's exactly why her early endorsement deal, reportedly worth around $28 million with Nike, stopped looking impressive. Because as her fan base kept exploding, companies realized something. Caitlyn wasn't just another promising rookie. She was becoming the most commercially powerful athlete the league had ever touched. And Erin Kane, watching all of this unfold, understood that the real opportunity wasn't in the deal Clark already had, but in the battle that was about to begin. The whole situation flipped the moment a strange claim surfaced online. A sneaker site administrator, someone who usually posts about release dates and leaked colorways, said he'd seen internal slides showing a $50 million global partnership between Caitlyn Clark and Jordan Brand. At first, nobody believed him. It sounded too big, too sudden, too unreal. But then the internet did what it always does. Screenshots appeared, tweets went viral, sneaker blogs began connecting dots, and almost overnight, the rumor wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was a full-blown storyline. People noticed that Jordan's women's division had filed new trademark applications, Take After Her, Clark Pro, and even Clark One. Fans started asking the same question. Why would a company file those names if something wasn't already in motion? Behind the scenes, insiders claimed 2 Jordan employees were spotted courtside at a Fever home game. No badges, no media attention, just quietly observing. That tiny moment, captured by a fan and posted with the caption "Jordan in the building for Caitlyn," lit the fuse. And once it blew up, the conversation shifted from, is this true, to, if it is true, what does it mean for Nike, Jordan, and the entire WNBA? For years, Jordan Brand dominated men's basketball. The names spoke for themselves. Michael, Zion, Luka, Tatum. Each one a franchise, each one a global attraction. But on the women's side, things were different. The brand had stars, sure, but none with the cultural pull to lift an entire division. Analysts estimated that Jordan's women's sales made up less than 15% of their yearly numbers. They didn't just need an athlete. They needed a figure who could move culture. Someone whose highlights went viral before ESPN even uploaded them. Someone whose jersey sales looked like NBA rookie numbers. Someone who could make people who don't watch the WNBA suddenly care. Caitlyn was all of that in one person. So the rumors didn't sound so unrealistic anymore. A deal reportedly filled with things no female hooper had ever been offered. Equity conversations, a global marketing plan, a signature line of lifestyle and performance sneakers, even partial creative control, the kind of package usually reserved for NBA superstars. To Jordan, she wasn't just a player. She was the spark that could finally shift their women's business from promising to dominant. And every day her fame grew. The stakes grew right along with it, especially because the biggest complication was yet to come. Here's where the story stops being simple. Because as the rumors spread and the trademarks kept popping up, people remembered one important detail. Caitlyn Clark was already a Nike athlete. She'd signed with them before her rookie season even started. So how could Jordan Brand, owned by Nike but run like its own empire, step in and try to claim her? According to insiders, that's exactly what created the tension. Inside one building, 2 divisions suddenly wanted the same star. Nike Basketball wanted to keep her under their wing, pushing her into their next generation of performance campaigns. Jordan Brand wanted to elevate her even further, turning her into the face of their entire women's franchise. Both sides saw her potential. Both sides knew what she could become, and neither one wanted to lose the narrative. Meanwhile, back in Indiana, Fever owner Steve Simon was feeling the pressure from another angle. Caitlyn's presence had already doubled merch sales, sold out season tickets, and pushed the team into national spotlight. But if Jordan stepped in with a global agreement, he risked something no owner wants: his player becoming bigger than his franchise. That's the tightrope everyone was suddenly walking. A company split in two directions, a team riding the wave but fearing the fallout, and a rookie who unintentionally triggered one of the most unusual internal battles in sports marketing history. As the whispers turned into headlines, the reactions across the league were anything but quiet. In group chats and locker rooms, players were sending everything from fire emojis to confused side eyes. Some veterans couldn't believe what they were hearing. A single rookie possibly earning more from one endorsement than entire rosters make in a season. For them, it wasn't jealousy. It was shock. A shift this big doesn't happen without shaking the room. But younger players, they saw the opposite. They saw a door opening, proof that women's basketball could finally reach the kind of spotlight people had been claiming was impossible. To them, Caitlyn wasn't a threat. She was a blueprint, a sign that the game was changing faster than anyone predicted. And fans, they went straight to war. Debates filled comment sections, timelines exploded, and every argument only pushed Caitlyn's name higher in the algorithm. Was the hype too much? Was she really worth that kind of investment? Was this the moment the WNBA finally entered a new era, or just another media frenzy? What nobody could deny was simple. Whether someone loved her game or couldn't stand the attention she was getting, everyone was talking about her. And in the world of branding, that's the one currency more valuable than money. While the US buzz kept climbing, Jordan Brand was already thinking far beyond the WNBA. Quietly, they'd been setting up women's basketball clinics across Europe and Asia, testing the waters, building connections, and preparing for the moment they finally found the right star to lead it all. And once Caitlyn's name started trending worldwide, that search didn't feel complicated anymore. Her appeal stretched far past basketball. She had the clean, modern image brands dream of. She had highlight reels that went viral before ESPN even posted theirs, and she had a fan base that reached from TikTok to overseas leagues. For Jordan, she wasn't just an athlete, she was a global symbol, someone who could represent nostalgia and the future at the same time, American enough to carry the legacy, modern enough to live in the algorithm. Insiders claimed the early pitch wasn't just about shoes. It included youth camps under the Jumpman name, international tours, and even a Clark Classic showcase. It was a blueprint for worldwide dominance, and Caitlyn was expected to be the face at every stop. What made it even more shocking was the creative freedom supposedly being offered. Few athletes, men or women, ever get true design input, but leaks suggested Jordan was willing to hand her the keys. Colors, materials, storytelling, marketing direction, all in her control. That wasn't just a sneaker deal, that was a partnership with her vision baked into it. And if it happened, it wouldn't just put her beside the LeBrons and Jordans on store shelves, it would put her on equal ground. Something no woman in basketball had ever experienced before. If everything we've heard is even halfway true, the Caitlyn Jordan situation isn't just another endorsement rumor. It's the kind of moment that separates one era from the next, because deals this big don't just change athletes, they change leagues, brands, and the way people talk about women's sports altogether. Caitlyn's rise has already proven how fast things can shift. One season in, and she's pushing viewership records, shaking up corporate strategies, and forcing companies to rethink how they value the women's game. Whether she stays with Nike or steps into Jordan's spotlight, the outcome is going to set a new standard for every player who comes after her. And honestly, that might be the most exciting part. We're watching the start of something that could redefine what female athletes can earn, build, and influence. A story that's still unfolding, still twisting, still full of surprises. If you're into stories like this, the ones that reveal what's really happening behind the scenes, feel free to stick around the channel. No pressure at all, but if you want to follow along as this saga develops, hitting subscribe makes it easy to catch the next chapter. Just think about where this goes next. Because if Caitlyn Clark signs a deal that big, the entire game is going to look different.